Hi, so here I am looking like a whole hot cherry tomato because it is 93 degrees outside. But the woods is the place where I have to come to process big emotions, and I've got a lot of big emotions after working in the hospital for the past week. 2 different ICUs, 2 different institutions, ICUs. Lots of big emotions. So I thought I'd come to you with some information for your situational awareness so you know what's happening in the ICUs right now. So in case you haven't seen it all over your feeds, yes, we are full on in wave 4 surge mode. Whew. Yes, busy, super duper busy. I want to tell you a little bit about what's different this go round so that you can make informed decisions for yourself and your family. All right, so, and what I speak is completely anecdotal information for you. It is what I'm seeing in the 2 institutions in my little pocket of Georgia where I live and work, and this is my community. I suspect this is happening across the nation, but honestly, I don't watch the news. I'm done watching mainstream media. And honestly, numbers don't mean so much to me anymore. What I see in front of my face is what matters to me. And I think for those of us that live in this region, that's what should matter to you too. Everybody likes to pick apart data and numbers as far as what percentage of people are sick and what their comorbidities and stuff are. Look, when things are getting bad and you're hearing it from the vast majority of the people, odds are probably good it's true. So here's what I'm seeing. Use it however you see fit. All right, so this go round, much younger, the average age, and this is factual based on the ICU census of the places I've been working. 3 different places, because one of the hospitals I work at has a sister hospital, and I look at their numbers too. Average age 44.3, 51, and 55.5. That's the average. Okay, that's the average. That's not the middle, that's the average. And that's including the few outliers, 70-year-olds. The vast majority of them are in their 40s, 30s, 20s, yes. What I see mostly in common with these folks is that they're overweight, obese. Morbid obesity has more complications and a rougher course, but it's not exclusive to that. We have some fairly fit people that are young. We have some pregnant people, very young, in their 20s, not doing well. So pregnant women, yes, they are also doing very poorly. Last time we didn't see that. We didn't, none of the other surges did we see pregnant women that I know of. Nowhere, not once. And the vast majority of the people that we saw, certainly in the last wave in January, like December, January, it was our elderly generation, and they just died. Man, most of them were like, peace out. I don't want to go on a ventilator. If my time comes, it comes, and they just died. But they were, 70s, 80s. It sounds bad because I have such a heart for geriatrics. I love our geriatric population, and it kills me to see them die in what I consider to be an early way. But at least I can sort of guard my heart a little bit in saying that they've had an opportunity to live their life. If you're 25 and you're dying on a ventilator, you haven't had that opportunity. So it feels different. Younger people, any way you slice it, it just feels different. So they're much younger. The second big thing that is very concerning is that they are profoundly sicker. Worse hypoxia from the get-go. Last go round, it was sort of like a long prodrome. People were sick for a while at home, then they were sick for a while in the hospital, and then they were in the ICU for weeks, if not months, on BiPAP, like the full-on CPAP BiPAP mask where it's pushing air in your face for weeks, if not months. They were on that until things either turned a corner or they didn't turn a corner. We were able to put off putting people on a ventilator because we had time to really talk through what folks wanted and didn't want. This time we don't have that time. It's like they're sick at home for a couple of days with symptoms, then they're in the ER, then they're on the floor for maybe a day, if that, or 2, and then we're getting calls to consult people on the floor to move to the ICU because they're so sick. And then it's like they're tubed that same day. There's just no choice. They're crashing. So from an oxygenation standpoint, they're much sicker. They also have complications of shock. So their blood pressure is very low. They're requiring what I call rocket fuel through the IV. We didn't see that much last go round. We saw a fair amount of kidney failure and people go on dialysis. But this time, much worse severity of multi-system organ failure. So it's like they get sick fast, they crash fast, they die fast. Yeah, I have to take a minute and pause on that because it's just, it's like every wave gets worse and worse and worse. It's a lot. It's a lot to process. You're just trying to get through the day when you're at work, dealing with one emergency, moving from one to the next, and trying to stabilize people. And you don't really have time to process the emotions that you're absorbing from people. And then it kind of hits you on your day off. There are a lot of people who are done with this. By people, I mean staff. There are a lot of staff who are done. They have had too much emotional trauma over the past year and a half, and they left. We had a ton of people leave, let's see, well, the summer surge followed by the winter surge, and we have never recovered, certainly from the winter surge. There's just not enough people. There's not enough people to take care of these sick folks, and here we are. We had a nice lull this summer from May till about now. It's been lovely. Just a regular, steady pace of COVID. And now here we are, right back to where we were. I pray it's not as bad as it was in December and January. I'm afraid of that. I don't know if the numbers will get quite that high, but they're certainly getting sicker faster, so it's eating up just as many resources. So that's your situational information about what's happening in your area hospitals. Hopefully this information will help you make decisions for your family when it comes to things like mask wearing and social distancing and vaccine administration. And if you have any questions at all on the vaccine, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out. If I don't have the answers for you, I will point you in the right direction or get the right resources to you. In my opinion, it's the only thing that works. I am obviously a proponent for it, but I don't want this video to be about the vaccine. I want it to be about what I'm seeing in the hospital so that you can make informed decisions for yourself. So everybody stay safe, and let me know if you have questions.